So this next recipe is for stuffed carrots, and I have to confess that I have never ever in my life thought of stuffing a carrot, and so I wanted to try this. So it said to find thick carrots. I found, it's hard to find thick carrots at the grocery store these days, but I found some and I'm just going to use the thickest parts. And basically what I'm going to try to do is put it like that, and then it says to cut out the center. It says to cut them into small pieces, but I have a slightly bigger piece, and I'm just going to use the vegetable peeler to cut out the center. Hopefully I didn't just ruin it. I wish I had something else that was capable of doing this. And I just shoved it through. Oh crap, I cracked it. And there we go.
Cracked.
All right, so I've got a few that I have cored, and then it says to cook them in water until they're tender. So I think what I'm going to do is once this comes to a boil, I'm going to cook it for about 5 minutes and then check it. All right, so I tested these, and they are they're not smushy, but they're soft enough. And so I am going to take them out now, and I'm going to
Sorry.
drain them. Let them drain for a bit while we prepare the filling. And the filling is calls for almonds. I have some pre-slivered almonds, which I think is cheating, but that's what I'm going to do. I have the same amount of walnuts. Those have to be ground, and then I mix them with sugar and orange blossom water and a few other fun things. Okay, so I ground the walnuts and the almonds in my spice grinder and got my spice grinder gummed up so it didn't get perfectly ground. And I added about the same amount of sugar, about a quarter cup of sugar. And then the recipe says to include a little bit of ground clove. That's probably a lot of ground clove right there. A little bit of cinnamon. It doesn't give amounts, a little bit of black pepper, but they did like things to be heavily spiced back in the day. And then it says to bind it all with orange blossom water. So I have some...
Can you taste it like before you
Oh, good idea.
taste it and see if the spice is too much?
Yeah, let me get a...
Put a little bit on your hand and try it.
Let me just try this.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt your video.
Pause that. Okay, so we tested it. The spices tasted pretty good. Now I'm just going to try and gently pour in some of this and stir, because I get the sense that we just want enough so that it hangs together and clumps together kind of as a dough. And it looks like I had about the right amount. That looks pretty good, huh? So next step is, and I was debating how to do this, and my lovely assistant suggested, why not just use your fingers? So I am going to stuff these at both ends with my fingers. All right, okay, so we're getting ready to fry the carrots, and I wasn't sure how thick I should cut them. It occurred to me that maybe they should be cut thinner, so I cut them into smaller pieces. And I decided to drop them in flour first before putting them in the egg wash. It seemed like something I should do, even though the recipe didn't call for it. So we shall see. And then I have over here a pan with a mixture of canola oil and olive oil. And we'll fry them up and see how they taste. While my lovely assistant continues to fry, ignore the ugly counter and the dirty counter. But come over here, and according to the recipe, you want to drizzle these with honey, which is kind of like an eggplant dish that we really like in this house. Drizzle them with honey, and then what we want to do is sprinkle them with some cinnamon. Do you think we need sugar too, hon?
Nah.
All right, there we go. Now it is time to give it a shot. All right, got the seal of approval from my wife. I'm going to give it a shot. This is not bad. This is not bad. I'm not a big fan of the orange flower water.
I think we should use less if we do it next time.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the orange flower water, but taken as a whole, this is really not bad. So yes, you can stuff a carrot, and it turns out all right.